The views and opinions expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of 580 WCHS, its employees, or WVRC Media. From the studios of WVRC Media, the country, the United States of America, the state, West Virginia, the city, Charleston. This is the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live. And your host.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
He's kind of a big deal.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Dave Allen.
And a good Friday morning to everybody. Welcome to the show. TGIF Senior Producer Ryan Nicholson in charge of things this morning. Guarantee Bank Hotline 304-345-5858. Tony the Taylor text 304-935-5008. We're in the Jarrett Construction Studios as always. Right on time, right on budget. Visit jarrett-construction.com. License number WV030133. Phone calls to the show, a service of Guarantee Bank, 1320 Kanawha Boulevard, East Charleston. Guarantee Bank, your community, your bank, your story. Texting services provided by West Virginia's finest men's store, Tony the Taylor, Virginia Street in Charleston. Tony has your 4th of July wear all taken care of with Johnny O USA polos, American Dream pocket tees, and more. Check out Tony the Taylor on Facebook or bestmastertaylor.com. We've made it to Friday. Metro News meteorologist Brian Hughes says today, in his words, muggy and unsettled. Good chance of seeing some showers and thunderstorms, especially this afternoon with a high in the upper 80s. More rain and storms tonight and into tomorrow. Going to have to keep a close eye on that tonight for Live on the Levee, which Jim Strawn is going to join us to talk about that coming up in just a bit. Low tonight, upper 60s, high tomorrow, low 80s tomorrow. Really have to monitor with torrential downpours, strong thunderstorms. Should start out dry on Sunday. Actually, it should start to dry out, I should say, on Sunday. But again, we're going to be keeping a close eye on everything for tomorrow. There are flood watches already in effect. And next week, looking ahead, in a word, hot, upper 90s by mid to late week. That's not the heat index. That's the actual temperatures next week. You can download the Metro News television app or follow Brian on social media for the best weather forecast around. Big news yesterday, a new Kanawha County Ambulance Authority chief and its commissioner, Lance Wheeler. He's going to be stepping down as the commissioner. He'll join us later in the show. Told you about a fundraiser, car show for Ty Loffrey, the young man from Winfield battling cancer. Now, you know, of course, his story by now. We told you all about it. They had planned a car show tomorrow in Winfield to raise money for his family, medical expenses, whatnot. But due to the predicted heavy rain tomorrow, the car show has been postponed until July 1st. Caden Beam is the show's organizer, and he's going to join us, though, to talk about that later on. And, of course, as I mentioned earlier, Moses Auto Group live on the Levee tonight, Haddad Riverfront Park. Jim Strawn is here. Plus your calls and texts, too. Guarantee Bank Hotline, 304-345-5858. Tony the Taylor text, 304-935-5008. Welcome now, Angie Gillenwater from the Kanawha Charleston Humane Association via the Guarantee Bank Hotline with this week's Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week, brought to you by Almost Heaven Interiors in South Charleston. Good morning, Angie. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here. First of all, before we get to our Pet of the Week, tragic story earlier this week, and we all know it by now, the semi-truck driver was killed in an accident on I-64. Some good Samaritans, though, couldn't get to the driver, but they were able to at least save the guy's dog, Hennessy. And then plans were in place to reunite it with the deceased family back in Iowa. We had you on midday to talk about it earlier this week. Take us through that whole process, and then we'll get to the Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week.
Yeah, absolutely. So when Hennessy first arrived at KCHA, her collar had a phone number on it and her name, but the part of the phone number was worn off. So we took a shot in the dark. We figured out it was an Iowa phone number, and that was about it. So does anyone in Iowa know this dog? And through the power of social media and the community that KCHA has, we were able to find, the rescue that she was adopted from in 2019 and her family. And she had her first night at KCHA, she was incredibly shut down, as anybody would be after going through something like
absolutely,
that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I could not imagine how she was feeling and, everything that she was dealing with.
Well, and something I just want to, let me jump into just 1 second. Something that, and this is something my wife and I were talking about, and she actually mentioned this to me. This was a dog that I guess went all around the country with its owner. And dogs can sense, and when there's something wrong with their person or their people. So imagine what that dog went through, being in that truck, in that accident, and seeing their owner, right there beside them. And then you don't know what's going on. The truck is, there's fire, there's smoke. And then you got these people trying to get at the dog. Just put yourself in, imagine what the dog went through, going through that with his person.
Yeah, I was like, this is a dog that has quite literally spent every second of every day of every year with this person. The accident alone would be enough to shake somebody up, but knowing that there's something wrong with her person thrown into that mix, I could not imagine how confused and scared she was. But when we got contact with the owners, we were able to let her FaceTime with the owner's next of kin, and she became a different dog. She now solicits attention from our staff. She wags her tail and gets excited when she hears their voices through the phone. She even tried to give the phone kisses. So that's definitely helping her during this time.
So what is the status now of Hennessy? Because I know the family was contacted and they were going to, they were going to come to West Virginia. And look at the volunteers. People were saying, well, I'll drive the dog there. I'll meet you halfway. What is the status of Hennessy right now? First of all, I do want to thank everyone for we have received an outpouring of support, as well as the other shelter in Iowa. All of us around have received an outpouring of support to get Hennessy back home. So thank you all for wanting to spend, your time, your gas, your, wear and tear on your vehicle to get this dog back home. However, her family does have to come to West Virginia for some things regarding the death of her owner. So sure. They want to come and pick her up. They appreciate all the help that they are receiving. However, since they have to come to West Virginia anyway, less stress for her. They're going to pick her up from us early next week. Mm-hmm. I do believe they are planning to be here on Monday or Tuesday, depending on when they leave. Okay, because, that's something, and we don't want that to get lost. This is an animal segment, but we don't want that to get lost in the fact that a loved one of the family did perish in this horrible accident. And so we're spending our time talking about Hennessy, which you and I are animal people, and a lot of our listeners are too, but we don't want to lose sight of the fact that we got the dog saved, but the dog did lose its owner, and the family lost a loved one as well. We just don't want to lose sight of that. That's what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right. And I do want to say that, and you noted this on your social media page, that unfortunately, although West Virginians are good people, there are bad actors out there, and there have been people with putting out, bots or whatever, putting out fake information. There are scams out there already related to this dog, and you verified that on your Facebook page. So you got a list. I think you got some information on the Facebook page about it. Talk about that quickly.
Yes, we do have. If you go to our Facebook page, you can see there are some awful people out there pretending to be next of kin to Hennessy and her owner. If you wanted to help with travel expenses, the rescue that she was adopted from, we also shared their post. They have a way that you can help with their travel expenses during this time. Donate only through that link, or you can come directly to KCHA and let us know you want to donate towards Hennessy's care, and we can also, make that happen successfully without getting the bots and the scammers involved.
That is really sad, but that's the society. We've had so much good come out of this story, relating to the dog. Of course, certainly not the driver of the truck, but there have been people that are saying, hey, I am the niece, I'm the nephew, that's my dad, please donate here, and it ain't true.
Correct. Yes. The only trusted source you should be donating through is our post shared from her rescue she was adopted from.
All right. Let's get to this week's Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week. It's Ava Bug is her name. Her picture posted at Dave Allen Radio and the WCHS network Facebook pages, and also on my X page as well. Angie, tell us all about Ava Bug.
So Ava Bug came to the shelter as a stray in 2024. She was adopted at that point. But a few weeks ago, Ava Bug was found as a stray in Putnam County. They found out she had a KCHA chip, and they got her back to us. We haven't been able to make contact with an owner. No phone number, email, address is valid for us. So she is now available for adoption again. She is spayed. She is about 6 years old, so she's a little bit older in age. She's around, I would say, about 65 pounds. So she's a big girl, housebroken, good with kids, and loves to play with other dogs.
Beautiful dog, too. What kind of dog is it?
Oh, that's West Virginia brown dog for sure.
The best kind. The best kind. Again, the pictures posted on social media, my social media. And now through the end of the month, if I'm correct about this, Angie, all adult dogs at the shelter are free if they're fixed and $50 if they're not. Did I get that right?
Yes. So if they're already spayed and neutered, they are free to take home adult dogs or anybody that lives in our adult dog kennels. And then if they are not already fixed, they are $50 to take home.
All right. You guys out anywhere this weekend?
So tomorrow we'll actually be at the Donna L. Skeen Senior Expo from 12 to 3.
That's awesome, because I talked about that on the show yesterday, and Jim Strawn's going to come in to talk about Live on the Levee. We'll ask him more about that as well. So that's going on at the Benny Keatum Shrine in Charleston. So that's a great event for you guys to go out there, going out and hanging out with the seniors.
Yes, absolutely. We went a few years ago, and it was so fun, and we actually had one adoption while we were there, so that was exciting. Good stuff.
All right. Well, how are the numbers, and what are you in need of?
Our numbers, again, are going to be some of the highest that I've seen working there with us, just under 600 animals that we're taking care of. So we're definitely in need of fosters, adopters, as always, but if you can't do that, Purina Chow products are always going to be needed with so many mouths to feed, and any type of cleaning product that you can think of.
All right. Angie, I appreciate you being here. Now, are you in for next week? Because here's the thing. Next week is going to be next Friday is going to be one of those weird days. I know everybody, a lot of folks are going to be off next week because they're observing the July 4th holiday on Friday. Offices are closed and so on and so forth. Are you available to do this segment next week?
I'll be available, and the shelter will be open next Friday, so.
I'll be here, too. I'm doing a show next week, so I will be talking to you next week. I appreciate you being here. Thanks a lot.
Sounds great.
All right. Ava Bug, around 6 years old, spayed, housebroken, great with kids, loves other playful dogs. She was actually adopted from the shelter 2 years ago, but somehow was found as a stray. The story, according to Angie, is that her previous owners apparently moved. This seems to be the story, that they moved and left her behind. So she's found herself back at the shelter. Ava Bug, classic West Virginia brown dog. Picture posted WCHSnetwork.com. WCHS Network Facebook page, and Dave Allen Radio on Facebook, and also at Dave A70 on X. A couple quick texts here. Says, I'm amazed at how fast spread nationally the story of reuniting Hennessy, the dog who survived the tractor-trailer crash in the fire but sadly lost her owner, with her family in Iowa, and highlighting the people of the state working together again. Several stories have been posted about it online, from how the young man who held her so she would not run or get hurt even though she bit him, to the shelter working patiently to calm her, to show her love, find her family, and FaceTiming her with them. Just more examples of why I'm so proud to be a West Virginian. And I agree with that wholeheartedly, but let's make sure that we realize that there are scammers out there, not West Virginians, probably not Americans, that have put out fake information. Like I said, like Angie said, it was, I am this gentleman's daughter, please donate here. Not true. You can go to the shelter itself physically up on Greenbrier Street, or you can go to the Facebook page. They have a list of links on there where you can make sure, if you do donate for the care and whatnot for Hennessy, that you can do that there. It's a shame that these things happen, but they do, and that's the world that we live in now. Now, Angie again said that Hennessy is still in their care at the shelter, and that the family, after this accident, the immediate members of the family of the gentleman who was tragically killed, will be coming to West Virginia early next week to pick up the dog, because they got a lot of other stuff, as you can imagine, to take care of, and they will be taking Hennessy back to Iowa with them. Text says, how about having a condolence card for the family to say goodbye and we love you to Hennessy before they get here? Well, not a bad idea. Get with Angie up at the shelter. Text says, was next of kin notified by finding the dog's family? No, they were notified. From what I understand, they were notified well in advance of the dog aspect of it. All right. The Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week, brought to you every Friday morning at 9:06 from the good folks at Almost Heaven Interiors. Family owned and proudly serving the community for over 50 years, specializing in custom blinds, shades, shutters, upholstery, and beautifully crafted sewn goods, homes to hospitals, classrooms to commercial spaces. They can do it all. Access to top designer fabrics and smart motorization options available too, located at 516 D Street in South Charleston. Let's talk a little Live on the Levee with Jim Strawn when we come back on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses are small businesses with big impact, including Generations Physical Therapy and Snap Fitness.
Have you ever dreamed of a project that seemed impossible? Wondered who could bring it to life with precision and care? At Jared Construction, they don't just build, they craft futures. From historic restorations to cutting-edge designs, they have been your trusted partner since 1999. Whether it's an auto dealership, apartment complex, sports complex, or church addition, Jared Construction has you covered. See more at jared-construction.com. WV030133.
Right on time, right on budget. Call on Jared Construction.
The Husson's Pizza special for June, a large 18-inch pepperoni pizza and a whole 10-inch sub for just $23.99. Visit your nearest Husson's for dine-in, pickup, or delivery. Order now at HussonsPizza.com.
Do you want to see your doctor when you make an appointment? Then you should see Dr. William Harris, an old-fashioned doctor who has the latest medical knowledge and expertise in diagnosis and treatment. Dr. Harris is boarded in family medicine and has added certification in geriatrics, a rarity these days. Dr. Harris is located at the CAMC Medical Building at 3100 McCorkle Avenue Southeast, Suite 307. Call 304-344-2451 to schedule an appointment to see your doctor every time you visit.
At Poca Valley, your savings deserve Simply More. The Simply More Money Market is designed for people who want growth, flexibility, and convenient access to their money when they need it most. Whether you're building your savings or planning for the future, Poca Valley is here to help you make the most of every dollar. Ready to learn more? Visit PocaValleyBank.com, call 844-782-2651, or stop into your nearest Poca Valley branch today. At Poca Valley, relationships matter. Member FDIC.
Stay in the loop with the latest entertainment buzz. Join Kristen Burt for Hollywood Dirt. Every Monday at 4:30 p.m. on Hotline with Dave Weekly. Only on 580 WCHS.
That's the official party band of the Dave Allen Show. It's Amos Steele. You need a band for your gathering, some sort of a festival, whatever, carnival. They'll do circuses too. They'll do it all. Just reach out to them on social media. But Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by the all-new Generations Ford of Hurricane. Visit generationsford.com. Jim Strawn is here at the Jared Construction Studios to talk about Live on the Levee tonight, 6:30, Haddad Riverfront Park, presented by the Moses Auto Group. Jimmy, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Yes, we are still on for Haddad Riverfront Park. Literally, right before I came on, got a text from city officials saying we're holding off. We're still very hopeful that we're going to be outdoors tonight for season 22, week number 6 of the Moses Auto Group Live on the Levee down at Haddad Riverfront Park. So we hope it happens outdoors tonight. If not, you'll hear right here, listen to this station. You'll know when the city knows if we're going to move it indoors. But I think it's going to be a great show either way. Of course, we just really need to be outdoors. But indoors is fine. This is the preeminent purple experience. This is, if you like Prince, and who doesn't really? Okay. I mean, most people like Prince.
Prince is one of those artists that just transcends genres. His music does.
He really does. And I remember listening to him in the 80s, and I can't believe now that he passed away. It's been over 10 years, Dave. Yeah. It was April of 16. Mm-hmm. But Marshall Charloff, in the Purple Experience, along with Dr. Fink, he's a keyboardist. They knew Prince. They played with Prince. They're from Minneapolis. And Marshall looks like Prince, dresses like Prince, picked up all of his mannerisms and the voice and the band. And our good friend Anthony Lewis says it's the real deal.
Well, Anthony Lewis says it's the real deal. It's the real deal.
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, Anthony knows his music, knows his vinyls, and he knows Prince, and he saw Marshall in this band. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope we're outdoors. They'll take center stage wherever we are. Hopefully Haddad at 8 p.m. I'm excited for 6:30. 6:30, the opening act. They're called the Heavy Hitters. I've introduced them before. They're more local. I think they're from the Huntington area. Don't quote me on that, but I think they're from down that way. They're groovy. They have infectious energy, and they're funkadelic, and they call themselves the funkiest band in the land. And I think they might be. They're fun to dance to, and they're just soulful and rhythmic and dancey and old-fashioned groovy, the Heavy Hitters at 6:30 until 7:30. We'll take a little break. We'll thank our sponsors. We'll let you get a bite to eat, maybe a spirited beverage. We might throw some T-shirts out. You hear from some of our sponsors. Last week it was kind of neat. The sponsor was 107.3, and Woody and G Money were there, and I let them introduce the act, the rapper Talib Kweli. That's something. I let Woody and G Money introduce. It was great. So we'll thank all the sponsors between 7:30 and 8. Then we'll bring on the Purple Experience at 8 o'clock, and they'll do a 90-minute set. We're still, wherever we are, we're going to do the 50-50. We've been doing that since we started. Great fun for a great cause. We've helped these same 5 inner city charities in Charleston for 22 seasons: RCCR, KBC, Sojourner Shelter, Man a Meal, and Covenant House. Tonight, one of them will be there selling 50-50 tickets. A little different this year, but we're doing the drawing at 9:30 after the last song of the headliner. Because of your kindness, because of your generosity, folks, coming down to the levee, we've raised $132,000, give or take, the last 21 plus seasons. So thank you for that. But it should be a nice evening. If it rains, we'll be indoors. And if we're outdoors and it rains, we'll cover up. I don't think it's going to settle in. We've done this before. I remember when Hybrid Soul did a tribute to Prince a couple years back, and Shayla was on stage, and it got right to 9:30, and we held the rain off all night. And at about 9:20, she was doing her finals, and it was Purple Rain. Oh. And I'm on the stage because it's the last song, getting ready for her to end. And raindrops started coming down through the purple lights. It literally was purple rain, but not enough to stop the show because it was almost like teardrops from sky, and they were purple. I'll never forget the moment. It was epic.
That's all. You can't script that, Jimmy.
It was crazy. We looked up and went, wow. So if it does rain and we're outdoors, we'll cover up and hopefully hold off. Just be flexible with us in the city. We can't obviously have that equipment ruined, and if there's lightning, we'll wait a little while. But it's such a big show. We've been known to wait, cover up, and it sometimes even shorten the show just to get some music in. So just pay attention to this station, pay attention to city officials, and hopefully we'll be down at Haddad Riverfront Park tonight. After week number 1, when we went indoors, it's been great. The levee's been great. We've had some great music, different genres, different sounds. People are coming. We mixed in the USA Cycling this year a little better than we did last year. So I just think the city learning how to do the racing and the music and all the things that the mayor brings into town. I think they're just trying to figure out all of the logistics to make it happen. And we had the USA Cycling a little earlier in the day this year, so people could come out and enjoy the levee last week. And it's really working. Folks are coming. The food vendors are outstanding. 4 Points by Sheraton, our partner there. Couldn't do it without some of our, speaking of heavy hitters, we have some heavy hitters that help us with this funding and this sponsorship. We want to thank Brewer and Company, along with the Pterodon Corporation, Kanawha Stone, Lewindle Marine, the Health Plan, Loved Ones, and we'll talk about Loved Ones in a moment with the Senior Expo tomorrow, Polka Valley, Optimum Cable Services, my company, and of course right here, WBRC Media and Talk Radio 580 with you, Dave. You guys have been great. Loved Ones are the ones that sponsor this Senior Expo, if I can make a segue, until tomorrow. Tomorrow, another free event. By the way, tonight's free, by the way. It's free. It's free. I feel like I need to say it, but I don't think I need to say it, but I need to say it. If you're listening for the first time and you just crawled out from a rock and you've been away for 25 years, tonight's levee is free. Free event. Tomorrow, another free event brought to you by Loved Ones. It's the Donna L. Skeen 3rd Annual Senior Expo over at the Benny Keatum Temple, or the Benny Keatum Shrine, as you call it. Why do you call it a shrine? That's just how you say it, right?
That's what it is.
It's a shrine, but it's also a temple.
It's a shrine temple.
It's a shrine temple. Yeah. So anyway, it's going to be right there on Coyer Street beside the convention center. It'll start at 9 and it'll go to about 5. A free event for seniors and folks that are taking care of seniors, 30 and 40 and 50-year-olds that are taking care of your seniors. But there's going to be blood work done there by the Boone Health. You had Ray on yesterday. You also had Jenna on, Jenna Skeen, the daughter of Donna L. Skeen. There's going to be so much information, so much good things happening on stage at the Benny Keatum. JK, the DJ, is our DJ there. We're going to have Lee D. He'll be doing some songs. He'll be Elvis 1 hour. He'll be Frank Sinatra another hour. Boone Memorial is going to be doing some cooking demonstrations. We have lunch and learns on Medicare and how to survive the caregiver journey. We're going to have JK is going to do Singo, so we're going to have like bingo, but it's Singo, and we're going to have lots of prizes. We're going to have caregiver giveaways with big prizes that you can register for. We're just going to have a lot of information on growing older and how as you grow older, we can care for you in your home. That's the gist of the Senior Expo. And it's free tomorrow. That if it does rain, it's okay. It's inside at the Benny Keatum. So lots going on this weekend. I know there's lots more. I heard you talking about the car show. They moved that up to July 1.
Yeah. July 11th. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
July 11th.
Lots going on. If you can be indoors tomorrow, that might be the way to go. You're going to have Brian on here soon to talk more about that. A butterfly could land and flap its wings and things could change. The wind could go this way.
You never know.
So that's.
And then we have a text here that says, "Hey, Prince performed the Super Bowl in a torrential downpour, so we can do this." LOL.
I love that texter spirit.
Let us keep in mind, though, okay, that they had a whole lot more stage hands to help out at the Super Bowl in case things got bad really quickly.
We have some wonderful stage hands, not as many tonight.
You don't have a cast of 10,000
Yeah, we don't have a cast, but Tom Passanetti is our stage manager down there, the Parks and Recreation from the city of Charleston. I say this every Friday from the stage, and I thank the mayor, and she comes by and says a few words, and I thank Matt, and I thank Tina, and I thank Jane, and Adam, our new events coordinator there, and Ben, our city manager. And then I thank all the public works people and all the Parks and Recreation. But folks, there's a lot of people in the city of Charleston and a lot of our sponsors that make these events happen. And we don't just do the levee. I mean, the levee is one thing, but it's, the cycling and the regatta and Slack Plaza and all the arts and all the music and all the activities and all the fun things that the city does. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, and I'm always here to thank the folks that help make this possible, including all the folks in City Hall, Parks and Rec, Public Works, folks you may not see, but the electrician that turns electric on so we can have power, stuff like that.
I want to go back to the Senior Expo. I don't know if you heard the segment, but my Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week with Angie.
Yes.
They're going to be there tomorrow.
They're going to be there tomorrow.
And last time they did this, they had an adoption there.
That's right. I heard Angie say that, and we did it. They did it. This is the third year. They were there the first year, couldn't make it last year. So they're back, and no one loves a little pet therapy more than me. And, I'm a kitty cat, and I like puppy dogs too. I'm a kitty cat guy. And it's just great to have the pets there. It's great to have the Humane Society there, the Kanawha Charleston Humane Association and the Animal Shelter. They'll be there. They'll have kitty cats. They'll have puppy dogs. They may have some other thing. And seniors and people taking care of seniors just love to come in and pet. It's pet therapy. I love it. All right,
I want to mention next week, because next week is the regatta. So
yes, no live on Levee. Of course, there's going to be music downtown.
A little bit
of music. It'll start on Thursday and Friday and Saturday and Sunday, I do believe. But yeah, you're going to be here. I may not need to be here, and I don't know how much I'm going to be around. So I'll see you in 2 weeks for the next live on Levee. This is week number 6 already. We have 10 weeks at the Levee. That doesn't count the regatta.
Right.
So after the regatta, there's still 4 more live on the Levees, brought to you by Moses Auto Group.
I want to throw this out here real quick, and I know you got to go, but I do want to say that somebody had texted the show earlier about Hennessy, the dog and the whole thing there, about having a condolence card for the family. I suggested they go to the shelter. Even better idea. I get the best listeners in the world. They said, maybe tomorrow, and I'll get a hold of Angie after the show. Maybe since Angie and them are going to be there, maybe you can have a card there, because this texter said it'd be a good idea to send a card of condolence for the family for losing the human aspect of this. So
all the folks that are at that event would love to sign that card.
All right, I'll get with Angie and we'll
brother.
make it happen. I
appreciate the line. Thanks, Dave.
Live on the Levees coming up tonight, and if it would have to be moved indoors because of rain, it'll be on the air, and of course on the city's Facebook page and on the Live on the Levee Facebook page and so on and so forth, and we'll have it for you. Jimmy, I'll see you, I guess, in a couple of weeks then, right?
Yes, sir. Can't wait.
If you get bored next Friday, I'm doing a show.
I may come in. I know you're going to be on, right?
I want to be here next Friday. So
okay, brother.
Come on in. Jim Strawn. 23 minutes away from Tampa. Dave Allen Show on 580 Line, brought to you in part by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Back after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Are you a physical therapy assistant and looking for an opportunity in orthopedics, wellness, and athletic care? If so, Generations Physical Therapy is offering flexible work hours and an upbeat atmosphere. With 7 convenient locations, Generations may have a job designed for you. Visit generationspt.com.
Charleston, there's a new bank in town, but it's built on something timeless: relationships. Guarantee Bank is now open on the Boulevard, bringing community banking back to the Kanawha Valley. We're local decision makers, real people, and a team that understands West Virginia business. Whether you're growing your company, buying a home, or planning for the future, we're here to help. Stop by our new Charleston branch at 1320 Kanawha Boulevard and experience banking the way it should be. Guarantee Bank, where community comes first.
They say the kitchen is the heart of the home, so this spring, give yours a heartbeat you'll actually love. We're so much more than floors. From stunning custom cabinetry to elegant granite and quartz countertops, our local design experts are ready to help you plan the ultimate kitchen transformation. Come visit the area's leading design center to bring your vision to life. Visit our showroom at 201 New Golf Mountain Road in Cross Lanes. Nitro Carpet and Design Center. Beautiful kitchens made easy.
Hi, this is Charles Belcher. My family's business has been making homes, offices, schools, hospitals, and more safer, more comfortable, and better looking for half a century. If you are in the market for custom window blinds, shades, shutters, furniture reupholstery, draperies, and decorator fabrics, then visit us at Almost Heaven Interiors, 516 D Street in South Charleston, or call 304-744-7097. From the panhandles to the coal fields and beyond, every stitch, every detail, perfect, every time at Almost Heaven Interiors.
That's the sounds of the official house band, the party band, whatever you want to call them, of the Dave Allen Show, Amos Steel Band. And if you need a band for any of your upcoming doings, you got summer festivals, family reunions, whatever, they will do it. So be sure and check them out. Amos Steel Band, again, fantastic band from here in the Kanawha Valley. Trojan Landing Marine and Power Sports, along with WVRC Media Charleston, presents Ride and Riches. Your chance to win a Segway UT6M side-by-side and $1,000 in cash. You can register at any number of great locations. Trojan Landing Marine and Power Sports, Captain Holstein's Family Entertainment Center, A to Z Outlet, Eddie's Tire and Service in Polka or Winfield, Shuckers in St. Albans, 7th Boutique and Beauty Bar, Mardi Gras Casino, Family Healthcare Centers in Charleston and Tays Valley, Donut Connection in Kanawha City, Blanche's Diner in Clendenin, Charleston Cut Flour, Running Boards and more, the Red Carpet Lounge, Members Choice Federal Credit Union, A-Game Wellness, The Pitch, Sports Bar and Grill, Village Heirlooms, and Tractor Pro, says a so be sure and go check that out. Now, I was about to read a text here, so let me read this text. It says, Dave, the Teamsters Union strike against the beverage market has gotten out of hand. Collective bargaining and lawful strike activity to protect employee pay and benefits are good things, but the union has devolved into mafia-style tactics, sending goons into local bars, grocery stores, and gas stations to bully and to intimidate them and their customers simply because they sell certain kinds of beer and wine. This is not North Jersey. In 1975, this is the Kanawha Valley. Union leaders and their Democrat Party buddies owe several businesses a public apology and need to leave them alone, says a texter. All right, so, well, haven't talked a whole lot about the strike. Of course, if you're on social media, you know it's everywhere right now, people talking about that strike. And I will, if anybody wants to come on the show and we've had representatives of the Teamsters Union on the midday show or pro-con, whatever. This is open airways for anybody here. I did mention that there was going to be a car show held in Winfield tomorrow to benefit Ty Lawford, a young man, of course, battling cancer. You know his story. I mean, put a tear in every eye at the Coliseum and Convention Center at the boys' state basketball tournament. When he not only suited up for Winfield in the tournament, but he actually played. And his family is still going through issues with him, with medical expenses, so on and so forth. They'd planned a car show for tomorrow in Winfield, but because of the weather, that's been postponed. So I did want to give Caden Beam, who's the organizer here, an opportunity to talk about postponing that, and then we'll move on with the show. Caden, good morning and welcome to the show.
Morning, Dave. How are you?
All right. Thank you for being here. So you had to postpone it to July 11th, which is completely understandable with the rain in the forecast.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Mother Nature does what she wants. And, we want to ensure that this event, any car enthusiast can make it. And, I myself, for one, I don't like driving my car in the rain. It's not good for it. So we postponed it to July 11th. We figured that was a good day because, we didn't want to do it on July 4th, obviously, because, that's time to spend with family and, celebrate.
And it's going to be at the Winfield Baptist Church. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Yeah. So July 11th at the Winfield Baptist Church in Winfield, West Virginia. Same exact time, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
All right. So can you give us an update on Ty? How's he doing?
He's doing great, man. From my understanding, he had his last round of treatments. So I think we're just awaiting on the doctor's word, and then we're hoping he can ring the bell here pretty soon.
That's good stuff. And again, so you've had to move the show from tomorrow because of the expected rain to July 11th. Same place, starts at 9 a.m. at Winfield Baptist Church. Where can people go online to get more information about this, Caden?
Yeah, absolutely. So best place to find updated info and day-to-day info is going to be our Facebook page. Just type into your search bar on Facebook, Ty Strawn Car Show. It's going to come right up. Now, with us rescheduling, some of our vendors have had to, they can't make it anymore because it's impeding with their other schedule. So if any of you listening today are vendors, whether it's food, products, I'm more than willing to accept any calls. You can reach me on that Facebook page. I run it. Or you can reach me at my cell phone. It's 740-815-6099.
All right, Caden, we appreciate you being here, and we'll remind each other. I'll have you on a couple days before the rescheduled car show on July 11th, okay? Remind me, and I'll remind you. How's that?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, that sounds good. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for letting me come on.
All right, Caden, thanks a lot. 16 minutes away from Tampa Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by your hometown baseball team, the Charleston Dirty Birds. The Birds continue their series against York tonight, and it's Dusty and Andrew's birthday, presented by CAMC, and it's Mothman Bobblehead Night, brought to you by Pepsi. First fans through the gate going to get an exclusive limited edition bobblehead. Tomorrow night, the Birds celebrate America's 250th because they'll be on the road actually next week, and then Sunday they're celebrating the movie Toy Story. Check out DirtyBirdsBaseball.com. Yesterday's big news here in Kanawha County, a change with the Kanawha County Emergency Ambulance Authority. Kanawha County Commissioner Lance Wheeler, now the executive director. He'll have to step down, of course, as commissioner. Of course, he's running for state senate, and he won in the primary. He'll advance to the general. His campaign there will continue. Lance Wheeler joins us this morning in the JR Construction Studios. How you doing, my friend? Welcome to the show.
Doing well, Dave. Thanks for having me.
All right.
Good morning.
Good morning, too. Thanks we had to kind of move a couple things around here because of the cancellation of the card show. I appreciate you hanging out here and being a player, a team player like you always are. We have the complete story posted. In fact, it's the lead story this morning, WVMetroNews.com. The vote was unanimous to make you the new director. Interim Director Jason Sargent will transition now to the role of deputy directors. So that all happened yesterday during their meeting. And now, Mr. Wheeler, it's time to go to work.
Absolutely. First I want to say that it's been bittersweet moment. I said this at the county commission meeting last night, that it's bittersweet that I'm, leaving at the Kanawha County Commission because I believe we've done so many great things in the last nearly 6 years that I've been there after I was elected in 2020. There's been a lot of great things with tourism. We've talked about the Hatfield-McCoy dirt bike trails out in Tornado. We talked about the golf courses that we put in and all the work that we've been doing with Appalachian Outlaw Trails, which is going to be absolutely incredible for Eastern Kanawha County. We've worked on water projects. We've looked at dilapidated structures and removing hundreds of dilapidated structures, blights in communities, and taking them down and making sure that they're safe from vacant fires and the public that lives in those areas. There's so many great things that I was able to do as county commissioner because I've always been so grateful to serve the people of Kanawha County. And so looking into this new role as executive director for KCAA, I didn't take this job because it's easy. I took this job because I think KCAA is worth investing in the employees, the citizens of Kanawha County, and making sure that we're continuing to move forward in increasing the training, increasing the transparency, and bringing confidence into an agency that I have seen for the last 6 years as a board member, the employees and how great and hardworking they are and how much they care, and making sure that we show that to the public and do everything we can to be there when seconds matter with an ambulance, and whether it's yourself, whether it's a family member or somebody in your community. That's our mission, and we're going to be doing that under my leadership. And I'm proud that I was able to receive a unanimous vote by the board members. A lot of them first responders themselves or come from that experience, and know that we need somebody in there with leadership that I'm looking to put forward at KCAA.
Now, what's the timeline as far as your role as county commissioner? I mean, I know you had the meeting last night. You announced it there. So what's the time? I mean, you're still technically a county commissioner or was that effective immediately last night? How did that work?
No, it's going to be effective July 1st when I take the position at KCAA. And that was just to give some time for the transition.
Yeah.
You mentioned it earlier. I was already looking at leaving the Kanawha County Commission as I put my name in the hat for the state Senate at the end of the year. So I felt like this was an opportunity that I can continue with all the first responders that I've supported. I've came on here with your listeners many times about the support from the Kanawha County Commission that I put forward for all of our first responders, our fire, our police, our EMS, our telecommunicators at Metro 911, and making sure that we have that funding for them and the resources that they need when an emergency occurs. This has given me an opportunity to still be with them and push us towards, getting to a balanced budget and getting to a point to where we're innovating and finding more creative ways of how we can serve the patients that we serve here, not just in Kanawha County, but the state of West Virginia.
Now, we had a question here. Somebody says that if you are elected to the Senate, will you stay in the same in the director's role? If you're still in that role at that time, I'm sure. Hopefully, you surely will be. Yeah. But I mean, are you able to do both?
Yes, and we had that conversation, and a lot of that was with our interim director, now going to be Deputy Jason Sargent, who I've had many conversations with now at this time, and him and I have been able to talk, and he is absolutely incredible. He knows how to run operations, and he's going to be able to be my deputy, and we're going to work together as a team. This isn't going to be the higher ups telling everyone what they're going to do. The way that I manage is coming in, I listen, I hear them, and I give them a voice. And that's what we're going to do at KCA. We're going to give the employees a voice. We're going to have more open meetings, more transparency, not just with the public, but with the employees too. And we're going to be able to come together and find more creative ways that we can best serve the patients of West Virginia, of Kanawha County, and doing what we do best, and that's saving lives.
And we want to make sure people understand that this is according to you. And I've not talked to Jason about this, but I'm presuming you guys are working together on this. This is not a thing where he's being pushed aside. He is going to be, as best I understand it, correct me if I'm wrong, he's going to be handling the business, not the business, he's the actual hands-on, because that's his role. He's been there for a long, long time. He's going to be handling that aspect of it. Your role is more of a director to come in and try to clean up some things and handle the business aspect of it, so to speak.
Yeah, this is a teamwork. This is leadership. That's how it's supposed to be in any business. The old adage, if you're a CEO in a room with your team and you're the smartest person in the room, you're the dumbest CEO. Right? Mm-hmm. This is a team effort of everyone coming together. Jason and I both have strengths, and we don't share those strengths, though. I come in with financial experience, but budgeting a $70 million county commission budget when we've seen political pressure of inflation that's came in, and we had to make tough cuts, but we didn't cut essential services, finding where those efficiencies are. That's what we're going to do at KCA, but we're going to continue to do what we do best, and that is making sure that we have the pride and compassion with our employees when they go out and service the patients that we have to service, and making sure that they get excellent care and getting them to where they need to be in hospital services.
All right. Can you hang out with me during the break?
Absolutely.
All right. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in just a moment. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Husson's Pizza. This month, get a large 18-inch pepperoni pizza and any whole 10-inch sub. $23. Find your nearest Husson's for dine-in delivery. Pick up at Husson'sPizza.com. More with Lance Wheeler when we come back on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses bring first-class businesses to your community.
The Husson's Pizza special for June, a large 18-inch pepperoni pizza and a whole 10-inch sub for just $23.99. Visit your nearest Husson's for dine-in, pickup, or delivery. Order now at Husson'sPizza.com.
Running a business in the Kanawha Valley means dealing with a lot at once. Customers, employees, deadlines, and 100 little problems that pop up during the day. Technology shouldn't be one of them. At Next Level Technologies, we help Charleston area businesses keep their systems secure, backed up, and running smoothly so the workday stays on track. If you're spending too much time dealing with computer problems, it may be time for a better approach. Learn more at nextleveltech.com. Next Level Technologies, practical IT, strategic outcomes.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. A smooth, close Barbasol shave lifts your confidence. Your whiskers may fall, but today you can ascend to greatness. So lather up and dream big. Just don't forget to pick up that gallon of milk on your way home. Barbasol. It's a can of can-do.
7 minutes away from 10, the Dave Allen Show on 580 Line, brought to you and powered by Pinnacle Consultants, helping to identify environmental concerns, asbestos, lead, mold, indoor quality issues in buildings all across the state, providing inspections, testing, and accredited lab services you can trust. Check out pinnaclecorp.net, helping you understand your environment, because what you don't know can't hurt you. Lance Wheeler is here. We had a text here, Lance, from someone that just said, listening from an ambulance now, and we like the sound of everything he's saying.
That's great.
That's one of our one of the texters here. All right, so the ambulance, you folks in this new role, in general, all of you, the entire team, you got some major issues you got to contend with. And hiring a budget expert like you are is definitely, in my opinion, a great thing, because this ambulance, it's operating on a $3 million a year deficit. Someone has to come in and fix that.
Yeah. Well, let me say first, when I came in as the Kanawha County Commissioner, I was appointed to the board of the Ambulance Authority back in 2021. We had a $5 million deficit then. And so as a county commissioner, I can't be involved in one agency the entire time. I have to look at everything going on. But I was making a lot of focus into that, because that's a $5 million out of your financial stabilization every year. I was told that the KCAA had 16 months until bankruptcy. 16 months. And now listen, I was a first-time county commissioner, and I was sitting there in the first time on that board meeting.
Welcome
and that's
aboard.
what I'm told. Yeah. And so we had to make drastic changes quickly. And some of that has been very beneficial. We looked at our billing services and said, hey, how can we be more efficient with our billing? We're seeing more billing coming in because we're just getting the billing correct. We looked at our tiered response and say, hey, how can we be managing our fleet system while also knowing that every call matters and we have to get to that call? Well, that tiered response is something that other agencies done nationwide. And you know what I've always said, Dave? You know what great minds do? They steal. I've never seen a great idea that I wouldn't steal and use for my own.
Sure.
Right? That's how we're supposed to work in business, and that's how we're supposed to adapt. And a lot of those has created tremendous savings. Now, there's been inflation that came in. Listen, we're talking about buying new ambulances. There was deferred maintenance when I came in. How many ambulances we were short at that time that we had to buy brand new ambulances. There's been a lot of hard work to get us to where we're at right now. And I think right now we're probably closer to $2 million deficit.
Okay.
And I think we're going to get across that finish line. And my goal is, within my first year as the executive director of KCA, we're going to have a balanced budget, because we're going to work hard. Now, I had the opportunity to talk with the chiefs and Jason yesterday, one-on-one, private conversation. And what I got from that was they are 100% on board with the vision that I have for KCA. This is what they've been striving for. This is what they want. They want transparency, they want efficiency, and they want innovation. And this is how we're going to work together. It's not going to be from the top down. It's going to be a team effort. And some of those policies that I mentioned, they've been asking for those, and they just hadn't happened for whatever reason. So we're going to move forward. We're going to have our mission, and our mission is to heal and save lives. We're going to have our values of compassion, of honesty, of transparency, of hard work. And this is what we're going to tell every single employee when they come into the door to start their shift. And so they were reminded of that mission and those values, that when seconds matter and they have to make a quick decision, they're going to remember that mission. They're going to remember those values, and that's how they're going to act. That's what we're going to do at KCA under my leadership.
And of course, the problems, and when I say the problems, Lance, I want to make sure people realize my heroes in this world are first responders,
Absolutely.
Whether it's in Kanawha County, Putnam County, anywhere in West Virginia, across the country. I'm not throwing anyone under the bus. I'm saying that there are issues through no fault of the people that are, here's I'm going to say something. This is just my opinion only. The problems I'm hearing about are not the problems that were caused by the people that are on those ambulances. Okay?
Absolutely not.
It's not
You're right.
haven't been, they were not responsible for running up this debt. I don't know who it was. It's not my place. That's yours to figure out, I guess. But when we say these things, I just don't want people to think that we're throwing first responders under the bus and saying that it's a mess because of you. It's a mess, but it's not because of you. You folks have been doing your job.
Well, I think what we've seen is that it's a mess because, from my perspective, it's the transparency within the agency and listening to everyone, no matter what their position is, no matter what their paycheck looks like at every 2 weeks. It's about listening to boots on the ground. You know, Dave, when I came in as a county commissioner, I didn't know about dilapidated structures planning and development. But when I went in there, I learned, I listened, and we created plans. And now we have the largest dilapidated structure program in the county under my leadership as a county commissioner. Those are the same management styles that you're going to see at KCAA. I think it's going to be much more open, much more honest. I'm going to have an open door policy with my office. And I think what we're going to see is we're going to see a lot of community involvement. We're going to get involved in the community, showing what our paramedics, EMTs, and everyone does. And we're going to be able to really show that KCA and its employees are absolutely amazing. They're doing wonderful work, and you're going to see it firsthand through all of the actions that we do, not just in our patient care, but through our community efforts as well.
And I think that, to be honest with you, Lance, I don't think that the average person, and I'll include myself in this, the average person has no idea what ambulance workers and these other people go through on a regular basis. I mean, from the drug epidemic to getting attacked, by people that you're trying to help, and some other things that are going on currently. They have no idea what these first responders go through. And we'll let you close with that.
Well, I think that's our story to tell from leadership. Right. Every time that I've talked to a first responder, whether it's a volunteer firefighter, whether it's an EMT, whether it's a police officer, they always tell you the same thing. I don't want the recognition because that's what I'm supposed to do. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm supposed to do, is help people and save lives. So what we're going to do is tell those stories from leadership. And I think at the end of the day, people are going to be very proud of our KCA and what we do and the people that they serve.
Well, Lance, I think you're the guy for the job. Appreciate you being here. Thanks a lot.
Dave.
Hang out with 1 second. We had a quick text here about will there be a special election to replace you on the commission, or will someone be appointed? They will be appointed. So Commissioners Tennant and Salango basically will have to try to come to a decision to replace it. If they can't come to a decision, then I guess the executive committee, because you're a Republican, so it'll have to be a Republican that'll go in from your district, and the decision will be made at that point. So, Lance, I appreciate you being here, man. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for having me, Dave.
All right, we got to close. I will see you later today on Metro News Midday. Till later today, have fun and love somebody.
WCHS AM 96.5 FM Charleston and 104.5 Cross Lanes, a WVRC media station. We're proud to live here too.